In terms of the narrative conventions of the ancillary text, I have used many. An example of this is presenting the disequilibrium of the plot itself through the image with the use of props and costume, the torn and dishevelled dress that the young girl wears. Similarly, I have placed a film grain tinted filter over both images used on the poster and website, which enhances a sense of disequilibrium as it looks as though the photos have been taken on a handheld device, which may therefore provoke a sense of fear in the audience as they are immediately drawn to each image. Both of the posters I analysed during the planning stages of my coursework also present a disequilibrium through the image, similarly to my own. Through the planning stages of the course, I quickly recognised this as a convention of supernatural horror posters, and therefore decided to use this convention myself, as I felt it was particularly effective. However, both Insidious 2 and Sinister present the disequilibrium in arguably more obvious ways through the use of semantic elements such as smoke and blood, both typical conventions used in supernatural horrors that an audience can easily identify with, whereas my poster presents a disequilibrium through semantic and syntactic elements. As the actress is holding a doll in the poster image, something conventionally associated with young girls and the idea of innocence, both the plot and the sense of fear are heightened, as she is holding a doll in a childlike way while possessed and looking frightening, and therefore entirely the opposite of innocent in terms of the costume and location. This creates a binary opposition through the doll's reflection of innocence and youth. As well as this, the image on the website is used in a similar way, as the actress has been used to look scary and possessed, and next to her is an image of a doll, which again juxtaposes the typical association that young girls have with dolls, which therefore again heightens the fear provoked in the audience. Conventionally, institutional information would be included within a billing block dominating the lower third of the poster itself. I chose to use this convention as it creates a more conventional look for the finished product, particularly with the conventional font steel tongues that billing blocks use. The Insidious 2 poster I analysed during the planning stage of the course did not use a billing block at all, but instead included the institutional information through the use of logos situated at the bottom of the page. I felt this wasn't as effective as using a billing block, so I looked at various other posters from the supernatural genre to broaden my research and to gain a better understanding of typical conventions. After researching a wide range of supernatural horror posters, it quickly became evident that conventionally they do include a billing block. Therefore, I decided to use this convention to again ensure my poster looks conventional. I did, however, also include institutional logos, much like the Insidious 2 poster, at either side of my billing block, as I felt it was an effective use of space to avoid having too much white space on the poster, which would be detrimental in terms of the professional look I wanted to achieve with my poster. I have used the same colour and style typography on both the ancillary texts and also for my main product to ensure I maintain a consistent house style across all three products. I found that this was a common convention with many film posters both within the horror genre and various other film genres also. Maintaining consistency with the typography ensures that the finished products have an overall professional look and feel and looks good as a cross-media package. The tagline situated under the film title, "All Will Be Revealed," creates a continual enigma as the audience is left wondering as to what the secret is and how the truth will be uncovered. As well as this, the audience may then make connections between the image and the tagline, which again, through the use of language, would further encourage an audience to watch the film. Both the Insidious 2 and Sinister poster taglines use this convention of enigmatic taglines that relate to the image, which I personally felt worked particularly well, therefore I decided to use this convention. I felt as though including too much text on the poster would drown the image, which would therefore mean that it wouldn't stand out on the poster perhaps as much as I would like. I have therefore challenged these conventions by not including review quotes on the poster, unlike many supernatural horror posters who often include them to interest an audience further. I have, however, included the strapline from the producers of Paranormal Activity and Sinister. This again is a common convention of posters and works effectively in terms of increasing an audience interest in the film, particularly as horror audience have a stronger understanding of institutions than other genres. However, I feel that aesthetically it is an arguably weak element of the poster, as it is the only text on the poster that is in a different colour. This therefore means that the house-style colours used across both the ancillary text and main media product perhaps aren't as consistent on the poster, and if I was to create the poster again, I would keep this in mind and perhaps change the layout to ensure that all text is visible in the same colour. Similar to the poster, I have ensured that I have used genre conventions that constitute the supernatural genre. For this reason, I've included the same semantic elements shown on the poster, such as the image of the doll, a convention that supernatural horror producers use. However, to create an enigma within the website image, I have dropped the opacity on the image of the doll so that the audience is left wondering what the doll's significance within the film may be and what relation it has to actors within the film. Over the image of the doll, I have placed 2 review quotes. I felt that they perhaps may be more suited on my website rather than the poster, as they are conventional. I intended to use them during the construction of the website rather than my poster, as when we're looking at my plot plans, I felt it would suit the layout better than on the poster. Not only would the review quotes encourage my target audience to watch the film, but they also help to draw their attention across all aspects of the website, as the majority of the information is shown within the lower third of the website. The institutional information has been placed in the lower third of the website, at either side of the billing block, in the same way that it has been situated on the poster. Although this wasn't a convention I recognised in the websites I analysed, which were arguably fairly simplistic, I found that many websites did use this convention effectively. Therefore, I decided to include the institutional information in the same layout as the poster to ensure that the ancillary text followed the same consistency throughout, which would therefore contribute to creating an effective cross-media package. Similarly to this, I have used social networking logos on my website to raise the awareness of my film, to create more hype, which would therefore increase the income due to viral marketing. Viral marketing is particularly conventional for the horror genre, as their target audience is niche, as they have a small fan base. For this reason, exhibitors drip feed information to target audiences up until release date to create more hype, which will essentially produce more revenue for the companies. Every website I researched used this as a modern and effective way of increasing audience awareness of the film itself. Another way in which I used viral marketing is through the Buy Tickets button in the bottom right hand corner. Here, the audiences is given the option to book tickets in advance. The way in which the film title has been placed on the website could arguably be an example of a convention I've developed, as it connotes a genre with the use of the cross behind it. Similarly, the tagline has been written in a childlike font, connoting the genre. This is something I hadn't seen in many of the websites I researched or analysed, apart from Sinister, therefore meaning that I have developed conventions in terms of the film title and its typography. I have used conventions in terms of the navigation bar at the top of the website, as this is usually the place in which a navigation bar is situated. However, after placing text within the bar in the same font used across both the ancillary text and main product, I decided to use a rubber tool to make the bar look as though it had been scratched and eroded slightly. I use this effect to develop conventions and to enhance the genre further. Similarly to this, I have placed the release date in the bottom left corner in a font that again connotes the genre. In this way, I have developed conventions as typically the release date is shown in a bold, perhaps more simple font. However, I felt that using a font that connotes the genre would stand out from the house style running through the trailer, website and poster, and would therefore create more visually interesting aspects that would appeal to my target audience. As well as this, I have taken this opportunity of using different fonts to add elements of colour that connote the genre. This use of colour is conventional within posters and websites of the genre, as often the images are fairly dark in terms of the lighting and context, and therefore the text adds elements of colour to catch an audience's attention. The final way in which I've used conventions is with the use of a trailer situated in the right hand corner of the website. Although the 2 websites I analysed had separate links to their trailer, many of the other arguably more visually interesting websites I researched included their trailer on the home screen of their website. I felt this convention was effective, particularly as it plays automatically, which therefore increases the audience views and audience awareness of the film.